All right. So welcome everybody. I know we still have more people getting on. If you're waiting on a coach or success partner, make sure to shoot them a little message because we're going to go ahead and get started because I want to respect everybody's time and Joel's time. So we're going to jump right in. Welcome to our team call. We have Aero Tribe here. We have a whole bunch of other coaches from April's team and some other people randomly from teams all over. So welcome to everybody for joining. I'm so glad you guys were able to make this slightly new time. Today, I'm so excited because Joel is here. I don't know if you guys can see him, his little thumbnail down there. He's going to be answering your questions and talking a little bit about Core de Force. Before we launch into him, raise your hands if you did the sneak peek. Raise them up high. Awesome! Everybody on my first screen. Wait, hold them up. Let me look at the second screen. Awesome. Good job. All right. Well, you guys are going to get another chance to do it this upcoming weekend because they're doing an extended sneak peek over the weekend of Super Saturday. So you guys will have even more time to do it and get your challengers and your coaches and everybody involved. So you should try it if you haven't already. And if you did already do it again and talk about it because it's launching soon. So you should be talking about it. Really, really quickly before I hand it over to Joel, I just wanted to go over something really quick for my team. You guys, I don't know if you saw this in the team page, but our November Team Spirit Mega Group is up, and we're going to do this photo a day challenge. So if you want to participate in that, go in our team page and follow the instructions in the post. This is what we're going to be doing. So we're going to theme it with Core de Force, and so it's called Fight for Joy. We're kind of mixing Thanksgiving gratitude with Core de Force lunch. And we're going to use these fun photo prompts and we're going to give them to our challengers to just kind of make it fun and give them ideas because so many people get frazzled by the thought of having to take a picture and share something. So hopefully this helps. And then if you guys want to screenshot this page, it has a little bit of the information about Core de Force so you can keep it because we have Joel here and I want to make sure to give him as much time as possible. But this is just the info. So all the info on the launch you can find on the frequently asked questions under 5216. And then these are just kind of little screenshots from the slides at leadership about it. So you can see what's included in the challenge pack and the pricing you can see down the bottom. So I'll leave that up for a second if you guys want to screenshot it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to hand it over to Joel, who is half of the dynamic duo behind Core de Force. I know you guys already know who he is. A lot of you guys remember him and Jericho from back in the Les Mills days, and you kind of already love the whole situation. So you're going to love this even more. I don't know if any of you guys got a chance to work out with them on past trips. They've been around for a little while now. They were on the Success Club cruise. They were at Summit. So I don't know if you guys got a chance, but their energy is insane. They have the best chemistry between the two of them when they're leading. The music's pumping. They're just got all this great vibes happening. And they're so, so fun. And I, for one, have gotten to experience a little of Core de Force because I got my elite signed copy at leadership. And so I've been tearing into it all week. And that's absolutely still true in the workout. So I hope that you guys are excited to hear from him. I'm going to go ahead and just mute myself. And Joel, you can unmute. And then if you don't mind just talking a little bit about the program and why you're passionate about it, who you think it's for, and then maybe we can just take some Q&A.
Sure. Hey, this is your call. I'm here for you guys. So Becca, you're the boss. I'm just, I'm here to lend whatever I can for you.
Thank you so much for doing this. I know you guys are probably crazy busy this last week before the launch.
Yeah, we're getting a little busy, and then we leave tomorrow morning first thing for our 8-city.
Yeah, you're coming here to Orlando for Super Friday.
That's going to be the second stop. So we hit Birmingham first, and then we hit Orlando, and then what else we got? I think we got New York, Chicago, Indianapolis, Dallas, Portland, and San Diego all in 3 days. So we'll be just basically sleeping on the jet for 3 days. It'll be fun. Really excited about that. Come on. It's going to be cool. Yeah, so obviously, look, we're really excited. And hello, everybody. And thanks for having me on your call tonight. And, Becca has already kind of did a great intro of in terms of the program. And you guys have, a lot of you saw the sneak peek. So you've already gotten a sneak peek, a taste of core to force, but that's all it is you really just got to peek into the program. And one, I'm assuming, Becca, everybody's a coach on here for the most part?
Yep, everybody here,
okay.
Unless there's spouses hanging out in any of these windows, are coaches.
Okay. Well, they don't count. Spouses don't count in this instance, but the coaches count. And so the reason I ask that is because I want to know, in terms of, are we talking business on this and really how Core to Force is going to help you guys, and absolutely. So I want to come at it from a couple different ways. One, tell you a little bit more about the program from, you have your FAQs on the Team Beachbody back page, but there's a lot there that you guys won't even see. And Becca, she's been able to dive into the program a little bit more since she has the program already. But with the sneak peek, that was, it's a 6-round MMA workout that you did, MMA speed. But it is just a part of what this program is about, and we know there's been a lot of questions and a lot of people asking, like, well, what's this like? What program is this like? Is this like combat? Is this like turbo? Is it like Tybo back in the day with Billy Blanks? And all those programs are great, and I've taught most of them. Never taught turbo, but I taught all the other ones. And you really can't compare it with anything. And we know it's human nature to people want to compare relate the unknown to the known, because that's just how we work, and we want to have a degree of familiarity with it. But trying to compare the Core to Force to anything else is basically trying to it's like asking what's the difference between Country Heat and Size. Yeah, they're both dance programs, but that's really about it when it comes to similarities. So and the reason I say it that way, because I really want you guys to understand, when you start talking to customers about this program, as opposed to coming in from an angle of saying, well, it comes from, and look, we know our background, Jericho and I, we were obviously with Les Mills, and we represented combat and things like that. But, we didn't create a replica program. If that was the case, we wouldn't have spent 18 months on it. It wouldn't have taken that long to do it. We could have done a lot shorter time. We want to create something completely unique, completely different, and something that is going to really transform and bring results, both physically and mentally. And that's what Core to Force is. So that's like my little mini disclaimer before I get into the program aspect of it. But so a couple things about Core to Force is, what makes Core to Force so unique in terms of anything else that's out there. We created a 30-day program that is a mixed martial arts style total body transformation program. And that's kind of like your top level. So if people are asking, well, what's Core to Force? Core to Force is a 30-day mixed martial arts style total body transformation program. I'm just letting you guys write it down for a second. Okay. This is recorded, I think, so you can always go back and watch it. So what does that mean? What is that like? Okay, so what the hell does that mean, really? And it really comes down to, in terms of, if you look at look at the fighters that you see on TV, the UFC fighters. These guys are just massively shredded and in amazing shape. And you guys, they did not get it just from punching and kicking. It's not how it works. There's a full fitness training regimen that they go through. Some of it's absolutely insane, but the things they do to get to that fitness level is really uncanny, and it's unlike anything else that's out there in terms of training. So what Jericho and I wanted to do was, we've been in the mixed martial art worlds for years in teaching, obviously teaching mixed martial art group exercise classes, but also in our own personal lives. We enjoy boxing, kickboxing, and have been dabbling in it for over a decade. And we know what it can do. We know what those type of movements can do. We know what can, in terms of beginners, intermediate, advanced, it doesn't matter what your fitness level is. We know that you can always get something out of it. You never actually graduate. So that's why we went into this world and went back into the world and did a lot of research, and went back into, I got back into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which I hadn't done in a long time, and it got my face slammed into the mat a couple times. Really, so research purposes, I got beat up a lot to really find what were the best exercises, what training is happening out there right now that we could bring into the home world. And then we put the science behind it, and then we put the design program behind it. And that's what Core to Force is. There's a lot of aspects, again, 18 months of work to really put this whole thing together. So you guys saw MMA Speed, which is 6 rounds. We have other ones that are 9. It goes up to 12 rounds as you build up your progression and build up your your endurance. But then there's also workouts where you will be doing strength training, total body resistance training, where we use your body weight against you. There's still no equipment. It's not necessary in the world of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and doing a couple other different things that we have you do. So no equipment whatsoever, but we basically use your body weight against you. So you'll be doing strength training. We basically, and we take you through plyometric training, really working on your agility, your balance, your stability, and taking you through the whole gambit, if you will. Gamut, I think is the way. Gamut or gambit? Is there a B? I can never remember. Gamut, I think. Somebody type it because I can't remember. Gamut, taking you through the whole spectrum of the mixed martial art training world. And that's really what it comes down to. And that's why we say it's a total body transformation program, because it's not a cardio program. It's not a weight loss program. We didn't design this so you could just lose a couple pounds on the scale. It's not about that. And we don't, and if you guys follow me on Instagram, on social media, you've seen I've been posting about that. It's like, screw the scale. The scale lies. It's like a crazy X. They change their mind every day. Get rid of it. You're not going to be happy with what the scale says, because it's always going to change on you. It's not the gauge you should be going off of. Rachel says gamut. Thank you, Rachel. So throw it out and look at what we've been doing with this program in terms of the test groups. We have the coach test groups going on right now. We had the original test groups happening back in January. And, Sonia, who I posted on her results not too long ago in the original test group, in 30 days, she lost 4.5 pounds. Cool. That's not that big a deal. But if you look at her picture, it's incredible. And it's just unbelievable what the inches just disappeared off her waist. And one of our coaches in the test group, the first 30 days, she only lost 5 pounds, and she was really upset. She's like, the scale only moved 5 pounds. What am I doing wrong? And we're like, well, what are your measurements like? And she goes, well, I went from a size 10 to a size 4. And I'm like, I have nothing to say to that, right? So we have to get away from this whole scale weight thing and really go into what are we going for. And in my world, this is what I've been saying. I've been in the fitness industry since I was 19. I've been saying this my whole life, is it's not about what the scale says. It's about how you look when you have your clothes on and how you look when you take them off. Those are the two things that should be the most important, right? Because those are the two things that really are going to make you feel confident and happy with yourself, not what the scale says. That's why we don't even own a scale in our place, because I think my wife probably would burn the house down if she got on the scale. And I probably would too. So anyway, scale lies, get rid of it. Some other unique factors about Core de Force. We took it off the beat, and this really comes into because again, we know people are going to ask differences between this and other programs. So aside from the total body transformation, besides the authenticity of the training, taking it off the beat, off the rhythm, the 8 count, is really how you keep something, one, authentic in the mixed martial art world. You don't go into a boxing gym and say, give me a beat, and like start punching to an 8 count. They'll kick your ass, and then they'll kick you out, basically, was what will happen on that one. And it's not authentic. And that means when it's on the music, when you're on a beat, you have to keep up. It doesn't matter what level you're at. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner, intermediate, advanced. It doesn't matter what your fitness level is. It means you got to stay up. You got to keep up with the music, right? So that can deject a lot of people. And in this mindset here, as you're talking to your customers, you need to be thinking, these are brand new customers, right? In terms of we got to go for the lowest common denominator, and that's the person that hasn't been working out, is deconditioned, is a newbie. We don't want to give them something where they have to try to keep up. And so that's one of many reasons we took it off the beat with Core de Force. Allows for a lot more authenticity, and allows for every single person, all of you, everybody else, everybody that starts this program will be able to start it at their own pace, their own level. So that means that in this program, the only competition that you have is your own. It's just you against you. There's nobody else. You're not trying to keep up with us. You're not trying to keep up with a modifier. You're not trying to keep up with, unless your spouse is doing it next to you, then you're trying to beat them, right? That's pretty much the only competition you should have in this. Friendly competition, right? But it really comes down to, and that makes this program available for everybody. And that's huge, right? We really, really wanted that. We wanted to make sure that this wasn't going to be an intermediate program or advanced program or something that hopefully when people saw it, they weren't going to go, oh my God, I can't do this. I can't keep up with this. So we really wanted to make sure that it was accessible to everybody, and doing them off the beat, just one way they can do it. The other way too is the modifier. So Jessica's our modifier. in the speed workout. You saw her, and then she's actually in all the workouts, and she is our like a resident, our RM, our resident modifier. So anytime there's a modification that's needed, she's there to show that modification. That will be available on Beachbody On Demand as a split screen if people want that. Otherwise, the DVDs, there's not a split screen, but she's still there, and we speak to it all the time. Jericho and I have been teaching group exercise classes and teaching people for over a decade, so we're very used to saying something and then showing the modification or talking to the modification. So it comes very naturally to us. So we talk to, even on the DVDs, we talk about it nonstop because we want to make sure that everybody can succeed and start at their own level and then build up from there. What we're definitely hoping as well that in this world of the authenticity aspect, I saw a couple people just chatting about, Rachel and Leisha said that, hopefully spouses will come into this. You guys, I hope more guys come into this. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind always being the only guy in a room full of women. Not the worst thing in the world, but it would be nice to get some more testosterone in here. So hopefully this will be, and with Jericho and I, we hope this brings also a cool dynamic of people wanting to do this together. It's a great partner workout. And as opposed to just one person on the screen, you got two of us. So we hope that dynamic also brings more people, more couples into it, right? More partner workouts. We definitely hope that helps. Yeah, keep talking to the husbands. If they don't want to do it, say Joel called you a sissy. And there you go. Call them out a little bit. It's okay. I don't mind. Unless they have a gun, don't do that. But other than that, it really comes down to, I think that's pretty much the top sheets of all the programs and everything it's about. We know some people have been asking about the nutrition as well. Nutrition, very, very simple, guys. It's called an eating plan because you're going to eat. You actually eat real food. A lot of food, because this is a higher intensity program. So being a higher intensity program means you have to feed your body. It's like trying to drive down the street with no gas in the car. It's not going to happen. So we worked with a nutritionist at Beachbody, Denis and Ani. Those guys are brilliant, and really wanted to come up with something that was fun, was sustainable, was good, that people would actually want to stick with, and that's what we got. So clean calories, for those of you guys that have been doing this for a while, you should know the difference between clean calories and empty calories. 2,000 clean calories is a lot of food when you break it down. And people are going to really see that. Again, as we're talking newbies here, the newbies are going to think, well, am I going to be hungry? And because, it's not a diet program. It's not a weight loss program. It's a transformation program. And when you're transforming your body, you have to feed it. So the eating plan is very simple. Page 1, you put all your numbers into the formula. It gives you your breakdown. You do the math. It tells you how to do the math, and then it puts you into a plan. There's A, B, C, or D. So there's 4 plans that you go through. Each plan is about 200 calorie sliding scale, and there you go. And there's recipes in there, and it does follow the portion fixed system. So the colors are there. Yellow is, I think yellow's carbs, right? That's the only one I can ever remember because that's the only one I care about is carbs. But there's a bunch of other colors in there somewhere too. But and it does not come with the containers, though. We wanted to make this very simple. So again, no equipment and no containers, just the base kit. That's it, because we want people to be able to start to see how portions work in their own world without bringing even more into it. And adding containers sometimes can actually be a little bit more of an inhibitor for beginners. Some of you are nodding your head, so you might agree with me on this one. And being in the gym industry for a long time, I saw this where if you throw too much at a new person, they're not going to be able to do it. They're not going to keep up with it. They're not going to enjoy it. So we took the containers out. They do come in the challenge pack and the deluxe kit, of course, but not in the base kit. We're going to teach them basic portion control practice first, and then we'll throw more at them. So the food's great recipes. Becca, burgers and pizza are in this meal plan. And those guys those 2 are my recipes, so you're welcome, okay? Burgers and pizza, because those are my 2 favorite things in this entire world. So we've got barbecue chicken pizza and then Kobe beef burgers, protein style, of course, but they're I think they're the jalapeno Kobe beef burgers. I freaking love those things. They're awesome. Let me see, Coach, we've got a call, chat here. Can you follow the ultimate reset type meals protocols? No. So you can't substitute another meal plan with this program, or you shouldn't substitute any meal plan unless they specifically say to do that. Because again, we designed Core to Force. There wasn't there was not one aspect of Core de Force in terms of design that Jericho and I were not a part of or we didn't do ourselves. And the diet, the nutrition, the workouts, the exercise, the workout calendar, every single thing about this program is designed for optimum results. So if you want to see the results of this program, you got to do it the way we say. And that's why I said, like, trust the process, right? Just, and as you guys, and this is like kind of talk on the business side for a second, you as coaches, you're going to be talking to customers, you're going to be trying to sell them this program, and you're going to be explaining to them how great this program is and what can they do for them based on what I just told you. But for you to actually have relatability, right, and I know this is a vital behavior too, is you got to do it in its entirety from start to finish. And that in itself, because as opposed to just saying, well, I've heard this program is great, but you really should go through and do this from start to finish the way we designed it. And just start at level 0. Like, even if you have done other things before, or especially if you've done another MMA type training program, you guys forget everything you think you know, because I promise you, this is different. And unless you actually have been in a real MMA gym and have actually thrown real MMA combinations, everything else you've done from a home programming standpoint, except maybe some authentic movements like stuff from Tap Out with Mike Karpinko and things like that, you guys, it's way different. So, and just learn what we tell you and how to do the proper rotation. Do not skip the learn it and work it. So we heard a lot of people did that at leadership, and we were actually really kind of scared about that, concerned about that. We're like, oh my God, you guys can't skip this stuff. This is the meat. This is how you're going to get more out of it. And with that comes with that, we get questions like weighted gloves and ankle weights and stuff like that, to which we're like, oh my God, please no. Again, just don't try to make it better. We don't want you to try to add to this and then hurt yourself in the process, which hand weights will do ultimately if you pull them into this program. We don't want you to hurt your shoulders or elbows or anything like that. Okay, that's me off my soapbox. Let me see. Questions here. Let's see. Is it okay if I just go through the questions, Becca, as I'm going? Is that fine?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, these are good questions. So if you don't mind being kind of like jumping all over, then that's
no. Hey, welcome to my brain. That's all. That's what my brain does. So if you can't tell, squirrel moments, they happen a lot. Let's see. So I think you said about modifying, staying vegan if you want. So in terms of nutrition, if you are vegan, vegetarian, dairy-free, lactose intolerant, whatever, gluten-free, whatever, I can't even keep up with all of them nowadays. And you don't know what your substitutions and modifications should be, then I always suggest get with a nutritionist to, someone that's trained to tell you exactly what those modifications, the substitutions should be. So you get all your macros, that's for sure. All right, let's see. So Danielle, you're asking if this program is for like a beginner, I'm guessing, because you wrote it twice. It's more for someone who's already doing some type of, okay, so after hearing me talk, doing some sort of type of fitness who's not been okay. No, this program can be for a beginner. And I'm not sure what I've said to this point that makes you think that it's for someone who already has been working out. I know I've said a couple times that this is for everybody. Everybody gets to start at their own level. So tell me if I said something that triggered you to think that it's for, for someone who's already been working out. So I want to know if I said something wrong. But it is for everybody. Like I said, you work at your own pace. You start slow. You build up. There's modifications for every single move. We were very adamant about this. We were very careful when we did this. In our both test groups, we've had people that have been over 300 pounds starting out from day one, and they started where they needed to start, which was their own level. So as long as somebody is cleared to work out and they're able to, then every single person can do this workout 100%. No doubt in my mind. All they have to do is just start moving, start at their own pace. So I hope I answered that. Let's see. Amber has been working on body fat reduction. So you've been working on custom macros. Would I suggest tossing that and doing the meal plan you designed with it? If you are going for a specific goal in terms of like body fat reduction for like a competition or anything like that, if you're just doing a general messing with your macros to lose body fat, look, the only thing you have to lose in 30 days is inches on this program. So I would say give it a shot. It's only a month, and you can always go back to what you were doing before. So I would definitely do that. Again, the meal plan is designed, the eating plan with Core de Force is designed with the workouts and vice versa. So if you want the full results, you got to do it. Would I recommend it for women who just get back to exercising after having a baby? Absolutely. As always, postpartum, once you get your clearance from your doctor, and it's not just like asking your doctor if you can work out. It's, tell your doctor what type of exercising you want to do. Like, ask them what kind you can do, especially depending on where you are in your postpartum. But usually, after 3-4 months, usually you get cleared if everything's good and everything's healthy. As long as they say yes, then this is a great program to do. Just like everything else I've said, you'll start at your own pace and you'll start to build up. But in terms of the amount of transverse plane movement we had on here, that rotational movement, it's going to be great, and planks and things like that, it's going to be great for really rebuilding core strength and stability. Yeah, Jericho, we recorded, let's see, well, we started designing Core de Force in terms of prod dev, like actually doing the exercises. This probably was about 4 months. Jericho was probably about 4 months postpartum and C-section. And then when we filmed, that was probably closer to 9 months-ish. Don't quote me on that, but it was about that ballpark. So it is doable. Let me see. So what advice do I have if one of your challengers pushes themselves too hard and they say they hurt themselves doing the workout? I ask because I definitely pulled my groin, but I'm used to it being a klutz. Hey, you know what? You fessed up. You owned up. So knock on wood, we've had 2 test groups. We've had, over 100 people, let's see, 60. So over 120 people between the 2 test groups doing this workout. We've been very adamant from day one. Start at your own pace. Start at, it's not about how high you kick. And we say it in the moves. We say it constantly, you guys. It's not about your kick height. It's not about your speed in these moves and these combinations. It's about control. It's about your rotation. It's about all these things. And we say it. You will get sick of us saying it in this workout, but we can't just say it once. We have to say it 100 times. So hopefully you will hear it once. That's just human nature, especially because your brain's going to be working so hard on stuff. So, if someone hurts themselves because they push themselves too hard, look, that in itself, they have to back off because they did that to themselves. Now, being a klutz is a little bit different, but the great thing about the program is it will help your balance, your stability, your coordination. So maybe you'll be a lot less klutzy. Oops, sorry. Phone, everything's blowing up this week. So I know it's not the best answer, but it's really like what you guys can tell people on this is slow down, listen to what we say, work on your rotation, work on your form and technique. Do not try to kick high. That is how you pull a groin, and that sucks. Yeah, so don't do that. Is the menu plan okay for breastfeeding moms? Yes. There should be, now again, if you're breastfeeding, but I'll put a but in there. If you are breastfeeding, then you should know the things that you can and can't eat, right? There's a huge list of them out there. And I do know, like, Jericho was on the eating plan. We were on this eating plan together during the first test group because we wanted to make sure it was all legit. And she was breastfeeding. And I know there were a couple things that she had to take out. I can't remember off the top of my head now. But there were a couple things she had to take out. So it's always like, check with your doctor, check with your physician. It's the same thing with Shakeology. It's the same thing with Performance Line. Check with them if you're a breastfeeding mother, for sure. So, in terms of adding more calories, it's a great question. You most likely will. I think I forget. I had this at one point because I went through this whole thing with Jericho. Like, I know a lot about pumping, more than I ever should. In my entire life, about pumping breast milk and all the little bottles and all that stuff. So I do remember that there was, you do need a certain amount more calories past your daily RDA. I think, I wanted to say it was close to 500. Definitely depends on the frequency of nursing. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Josie. So, Josie. It's breastfeeding mother, look at your macros, look at your nutrient, and just make sure. But again, the meal eating plan is very, very simple in terms of its 4 plans, A, B, C, or D. So if you do go ahead and do your regular numbers, you can easily, and it puts you in plan B, for instance, you can just bump up to plan C and get your extra calories without doing a lot of extra work. And when you see it, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's very, very simple. So hopefully that will make it a lot easier. Jay, obviously kicking and punching for a fat old guy with ACL reconstructions plus ligament work at both ankles, struggle with repetitive jumping routines. Okay, great question, because you're asking about impact on the knees. So a misnomer, if you will, about in terms of intensity, for most people when it comes to in the fitness world, people hear high intensity, they automatically assume high impact. And it doesn't always have to be that way. And the great thing about Core de Force is one of my favorite things about it, because I've been doing fitness for a very long time. I have my share of injuries. I've had knee surgery years ago, and then I had 2 herniated discs in my back from back in the day trying to lift a bunch of weight over my head, CrossFit, before it was safer. And so I have to be careful with what I do too. And high impact stuff kills me. I don't like it, and plus it sucks, right? Burpees suck. So we wanted to bring in something that is a lot, is relatively low impact or has less high impact movements. And that's the great thing about MMA style training, especially with so much core centric movement and so much core centric work we have. There's really isn't a lot of higher impact movements. Now look, there are some moves that, your feet might leave the ground, but that's where the modification comes in. So you can easily modify that. But as you guys saw, for instance, like in the sneak peek, you had the roll jumps, and then you had the high knee jump rope. Let's see, you had the high knee jump rope, you had the roll jumps, and then you had the ground to fighter stand. So that's really only 3 exercises out of a total almost half-hour workout that has any impact on the joints whatsoever. Pretty good, right? So that means that everybody can do this workout standing up and get a really good workout minus the modifications. You might have to modify the switch knee as well with Jess if your feet can't leave the ground. So that's great. And you'll still get so much out of it. And, again, we had people that started and they were over 300 pounds doing this, and they had to start there as well. And then we have people with knee issues and everything. And a lot of people have said off the sneak peek, they were very excited how their joints felt meaning they didn't hurt after this. So you're going to be able to do it, Jay. But it's really comes down to rotation. If you're standing flat footed on this, as you do these combinations, you're going to put all the pressure back into your knees. So that's why we say, look at the learn it and work it, watch yourself, film yourself, make sure you're doing it right. But you better be rotating on the balls of the feet and rotating your hips around, heels coming up. And that in itself is going to give you so much more movement, full body, that it'll take the repetition out and impact on your knees. So, and again, as always, listen to your body and back off if you need to. Kate is asking, all right, besides the disclaimer, let's see. No issue for pregnant mamas. So you're in your 3rd trimester. Congratulations. That bun is almost baked. I bet you're ready. And you are, so as long as you listen to your body, and look, there are going to be some exercises that you'll have to modify. You can't come down onto your belly. You can't do a prone or supine position in the 2nd and 3rd trimester. So there's going to be a couple of things you have to modify, but you'll still be able to do the majority of the workout as long as your body says no problem. Okay. So good luck with that one. I love being a guy. That's all I can say that one. Women are amazing that you go through this stuff, and I'm just a big baby when I stub my toe. So it's pretty incredible to be a part of that. All right. Let's see. Challenger is concerned about not getting results because she said she's insanely uncoordinated. In her words, "Well, I get results if I'm a flailing maniac. She's not a beginner." Well, look, we've got a lot of this when it comes to coordination, and a lot of people did the sneak peek twice, and the second time. Let me ask this first: did everybody do both sneak peeks? Or for those of you that did both sneak peeks, raise your hand if you felt so much better the second time. There we go. Most of you, right? So it really comes down to repetition. Look, it's like me. If you are right-handed, it's like me basically asking you to start writing left-handed. That's coordination, right? That's a neuromuscular connection. That's motor control. That's your body going, what the hell, if you're not used to doing something. So that is exactly why you're going to feel uncoordinated. Everyone's going to feel uncoordinated the first couple times you do this, right? And this is a niche type of exercise. Not everybody that I know of stands around in their fighter stance with their guard up and ready to throw combinations, right? It's not normal. So in doing that, you're going to feel like that. So now if she says she's insanely uncoordinated, look, a lot of that really does come back to the dance element where people are trying to stay on a beat, trying to stay on a rhythm. This, again, you can slow down. You can work at your own pace. So she can go as slow as she wants to. She can go jab, cross, roll, roll. That can literally be how slow she goes the very first time. But the second time, it's going to be a little bit quicker. And the third time, it's going to be a little bit quicker. And I promise you that she will, as everybody else, will get it. But you got to tell them to slow down. You know, if the minute you try to go fast and you don't know what you're doing, then you do look like in her words, a flailing maniac, which is a really funny way of saying it. Let's see. Krista. Oh, okay. It wasn't a question, but yay. Congratulations. I'm happy that you can start working out again. So let's see. Becca, I think I got all the questions in there, I think.
Yeah, you did awesome. You flew right through those. So I had a couple that were asked just earlier in our team page before I even announced that you were going to be here. Maybe we could wrap up with those ones because I know we're already 40 minutes in. Yeah. Okay, so these are kind of a hybrid of doing the workout yourself and then from the business side, because everybody here is coaches, and all of you guys here, I know that you guys are all going to get the program and at least try it because you're coaches and you want to be able to talk about it to people. So you're going to get the experience of doing the workouts, but maybe we can come at it from a perspective of the business too. So this is launching in November. So we have 2 months where historically are not the most physically fit months of the year, November and December. So leading challenge groups during this time, Joel, do you have any tips for coaches doing the workout through the 2 holiday months and, being able to talk about it with people, since it's not a fluffy program. It's a legit workout program,
Yeah. Great question. We're definitely getting into November, December, where we got the holidays and it's all about the food and and for some reason, the holidays have become less family, more food. It's a weird thing that's been happening, but I actually just had this conversation with one of the guys in our test group, and they're like, look, the people in the test group, they're screwed because they have to go through the test group during Thanksgiving. So that sucks for them. So they have to just basically watch everybody else eat turkey. But, for you guys and going through a challenge group, I really think and this is me, I am more upfront and honest in terms of my nutrition and everything like that. You guys will never see me post something about eat this, not that, or drink this, not that. I had some scotch last night because it's my favorite scotch, and I'll have a burger tomorrow if I want to. It's all about balance, and that's really what we're hoping the Core de Force will help people do, is not this whole get on the wagon, fall off the wagon, on again, off again of the exercise and fitness wagon. Is rather just get on a damn path and find a path and stay on the path, and it's the path that has balance in it and allows you then when the holidays come up, that you are really good, you do what you want to do, you exercise, you're eating well, and then when Thanksgiving dinner comes around, eat everything. Eat everything you want, and then the next day you go back to your balance, right? That's if people do more of that, then I really feel they'd be a lot happier. Because that's exactly what I'm going to do. I will not even think about what I'm eating that day because I'm going to have so much fun that I'm going to cry because my stomach's going to be full. But that's just because I know the food's coming and I love it and I'm going to eat it. But then the next day, I guarantee you, I'll be working my butt off, right? So it's that type of balance. So I think as you're going through this in the challenge groups, give them that day, right? Give them one day. Give them one meal or one day. But and if you really want, now look, if you want to see, and I know this is kind of counterintuitive what I said earlier about if you really, really want to see what Core de Force can do, follow it to the letter, follow it to the T, because it's true. But you're also getting into we're also coming into a hard time of the year, as you said, November, December. So if I need to give my challengers one day off in 30 days to make them feel accomplished and feel successful, that's a no-brainer to me. I know that's probably a little bit different than maybe what you've heard over the years and what, you guys talk about in challenge group, but my God, give them a day, right? Give them something that was going to make them really feel that they're not giving up so much. And that's really, and again, in the gym industry for so long, that's what I saw all the time when people quit because they feel like they're giving up too much and they don't like it. They don't like that feeling. They don't want to feel like they're giving up so much that it sucks. If you help them a little bit and they start to see results, and especially if they're doing this for a couple weeks and they're starting to see massive results, you got a better chance of them not wanting to actually take a day because then they don't want to mess it up, right? So, give them the option on that one. But I definitely would say, if you're holding them to it, it's like, telling a 5-year-old, you have to do this. Well, I'm 34. You tell me that I have to do this, I'm going to be like, I don't want to do it. So, it's human nature. Nobody wants to be told what they have to do. So just guide them and help them to where they feel that they're going to accomplish something and they can still have a life. I guess the best way I can put it.
Absolutely. And then also I think for coaches, to really dial in being that vital behavior, being a product of the product, because New Year's resolutions are coming up. And if people come off of the holidays and maybe they didn't decide to try core de force and maybe they kind of went the normal route, gained some weight, ate too much, now they feel bad, but you are doing incredible because you've been doing this workout, you've been living with balance. It's going to be hugely inspiring to them. So this is a great time of year for you to really focus on your own journey more than ever because you have a brand new product, tons of excitement, and then you can use your own transformation to inspire people for New Year's.
100%. And Beck, if I can add one more thing to the whole thing, just kind of popped in my head. And I was just kind of thinking well, if I was a coach, how would I run my challenge group? Again, the guys, this is just me. Don't go back and say, well, Joel said you should do this because Carl will probably kick my ass. But if I was running a challenge group during the holidays, especially this time, and look, we know it's getting into this weird time and people aren't going to work out, I would think of okay, what would I rather have? Would I rather have to wait and hear somebody say, well, I'm going to wait till January to start exercising and start this program, knowing that the next 2 months they're going to just get worse and they're going to gain more weight, become more unhealthy? Or would I rather them just start this and just do it to the best that they can, right? Say, okay, I tell you what, we know the holidays are coming up. We know you might fall, you're not going to be able to stay with the food plan. And you know what? That's okay. I just want you to get moving. I just want you to get started. So I tell you what, why don't you at least commit to do the workouts, right? It doesn't have to be all or nothing is my main point on this one. It doesn't have to be that. You can simply say, look, guys, you're going to be traveling. If you're going to be doing this is the great thing about core de force. No equipment. It travels with you. You can do it we designed the program to where you could do it in an 8x8 space. The whole workout, every single workout in an 8x8 space. But just get somebody moving, right? Just get them moving and say, at least commit to that. And I tell you what, in January, because everybody else is going to be ready for it, January, we're going to do another group and we're all going to stick with it. And we're going to do the whole thing from start to finish, eating plan, everything. That's just what I would do.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Love that idea. And then I just wanted to talk to Sheena from my own experience, and I'm sure, Joel, you can talk about creating it, about a left-handed modifier. In the workout videos, I'm on day 4 now, so obviously I'm not an expert, but it's not left hand, right hand, it's dominant foot, back foot. So the way that they're giving instructions, it could be either. You could start with your right foot in front, you could start with your left foot in front, and all the prompts on the screen are not left hand, right hand. So you can do it either way. You don't have to, if you're left-handed and you favor that one, it's not going to be a problem for you.
Okay. Yes. In a way. So I'll talk about the size. So yeah, we have had a lot of people asking, okay, well, you didn't because you guys saw the sneak peek and the MMA Speed sneak peek, and you're like, well, we didn't switch sides, so I'm going to be lopsided. I promise you, we wouldn't have put a program. Nobody would have put a program out if you were going to be lopsided. So a couple of things. One, MMA Speed is predominantly boxing workout. We brought a little kickboxing into it with the switch knees, but it's all boxing. Boxing's all stand-up, and boxing is all in the transverse plane of movement. So that type of movement does not require you to switch sides. From a physical standpoint, if you look at the combinations, again, the science is there. We promised the work went into it. Every single combination, you go front, back, or back, front, back, or 4 of them, front, back, or back, front. So you're doing this movement the entire time. There's your rotational movement. So that also goes back into the authentic aspect of it. In boxing, MMA in general, you fight with a dominant foot leg forward, or your dominant stance, which basically means that whatever your dominant hand is, that's the backhand. That's where the cross comes from. That's where more power is going to come from when you're hitting something. You guys aren't hitting anything, but we wanted to stay as authentic as possible because you also have to develop a degree of familiarity when you're in your dominant fight stance, and that is going to allow you to get more movement, better rotation, and ultimately better results. Anytime we do any sort, and you guys will see when you start doing the program, anytime you do any sort of muscle dominant exercise, like maybe a lunge, for instance, absolutely, of course, we switch sides. And then as you progress in your MMA workouts in the program, we do switch sides occasionally. We bring you into the MMA world of bringing some more different types of Muay Thai. You're going to do some switch kicks and switch roundhouses and things like that. And we will switch you up to challenge your brain. But again, promise you from every standpoint out there, you will not be walking in circles because one leg is stronger than the other. We did film the program. We filmed with the camera in our southpaw stance because from a mirroring perspective, that helps the majority of the population that are right-handed. So that helps people in their traditional stance. We know I promise you, we went back and forth this so many times. We wanted to go after the southpaws as well. From a filming perspective, it was really hard because then it started looking sloppy with people, back to back and things like that. So right now, what we tell the southpaws, 1, sorry, and 2 is just slow down. If you're a southpaw, that means your right leg is forward, your left leg is back, and we know that's not mirroring the screen, but if you listen to it, if you just start slow, you'll get it. Everybody will get it. Plus, I've heard lefties are supposed to be smarter, and so there you go, right? I'm not a lefty, so I dissed myself too.
So who's the real winner here?
Yeah. I don't know. Everybody is. As long as you just slow down and you start work and you move at your own pace, you'll get it.
All right. Well, I want to go ahead and wrap up. That was a great last question, though, because we do have a ton of families on our team, Joel. So Krista asked, can preteens, teenagers do this alongside their parents?
Absolutely, 100%. This type of exercising is actually great for youth because kids should be in terms of sports performance and training. It's great. Kids need to work on their balance, and stability, and coordination. We know they're all clumsy, right? So this type of training I trained kids a long time ago. I did some sport training when I was up in Washington as a personal trainer, and I had some kids that I trained. We did a lot of sports drills and athletic and agility drills, and this will definitely help. So it's non-weight bearing except for their body weight, so it's safe for them to do it. And I think, a lot of people are typing in here. We've seen a lot of videos. Kids are going to like it too. I think they'll. So hopefully, it's a whole family activity.
Yeah, my 4.5-year-old loved it. He's very into Ninja Turtles right now, so this went right along with that.
Somebody else in one of the other coach tests, group, her son was also like that. So he called it the Ninja. Oh, someone's typing here. Yeah, someone called it the Ninja Turtle workout. I saw that on Facebook somewhere. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't a test group. Maybe it was someone else. But it was really cute, the Ninja Turtle workout. I do know that somebody typed in earlier. I didn't get it early, but I just saw it again. In terms of performance line, people were asking about that. The three performance line products that work really well with this program are Energize, Recover, and Recharge. Hydrate, was designed for longer duration exercising, usually 45 minutes or an hour or longer. So you don't need to. It's not necessary. But Energize, great. Recover, you're going to be happy with it. And Recharge, you're going to want it. Your body's going to really want it. Doing a cleanse with it, I don't know what kind of cleanse you're talking about, but to which I would say, look, you start doing any high intensity stuff with the right fuel, you're going to hate your life. So, 3-day refresh. Nah, don't do it. Not on this program. Again, you got to feel your body on this one. I would never do the 3-day refresh on this program. I get really hangry when I do the 3-day refresh. I do it right after I get back from vacation. But I can't work out when I'm doing the refresh because I'm used to 4,000 calories a day. So the minute I go onto that sucker, I go.
Yeah, for sure. And then for everyone who was asking about the performance line, they announced the challenge pack. There's going to be 2. There's going to be a Shakeology pack and a performance pack. So you'll have both. And the performance pack comes with Energize and Recover, the chocolate one. So your challengers will be able to pick, which is nice.
Cool.
All right, guys. Thank you, Joel, so much for carving out some time for our team. I really appreciate it. Loved getting to work out with you guys at Leadership. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Summit, you guys will get to work out with them at Summit this upcoming summer in New Orleans. So make sure you're signed up for that.
Nice. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Rachel. You just made my night. I'm blushing over here. And then, yeah, if you're in the 9 or 8 cities that we're going to be at starting tomorrow morning in Birmingham, then finishing up in San Diego, see you then. We'll be in Philly in November. We're all over the map, but definitely from the bottom of our hearts, Jericho and Maya, thank you guys so much for all your support in this. You know, you guys have been nothing but cool to us since before you even knew we had a program coming out. So thank you guys so much. And, go forth and do Core de Force.
All right, guys. Everyone's going to order Core de Force on launch day, right? Awesome. I'm excited. All right.
Christmas presents. Christmas presents.
Everyone in the family is getting Core de Force. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks to everybody who was here. I'll get the recording up for everybody ASAP so you can share it with your friends who may have missed. And I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Bye.